Football used to be a simple game, but not anymore. When Malcolm Glazer paid £800 million for Manchester United in May, borrowing hundreds of millions in the process, overnight the world's richest club was burdened with the world's most famous mortgage. The result? Anger, passion and protests. And for some fans, the start of a long journey back into the past to find their future. Of course, Manchester United was already a PLC, so was open to offers. But what could fans who thought the club had sold its soul do? Well, here they went back to football at its grassroots and started their own team from scratch. Summer 2005, another lucrative tour, this time to the Far East. Manchester United stars are big business. They sell shirts, and selling shirts will help to pay off Malcolm Glazer's debts. Did you actually expect Malcolm Glazer to take over at Manchester United, and what have the players thought of it?
Well, I think early doors when you heard the rumour, you were a bit sceptical, and you didn't know a lot about the situation. And as footballers, you tend to just concentrate solely on the football, really. And I think that's what we've done. You know, there's things away from the football that are out of players' hands, and players do tend to just distance themselves, really, and try and concentrate on the football, because there's nothing that they can really influence. Too many things off the pitch, so players seem to just concentrate and on the games in hand and on the football and the training.
On a South Manchester playing field, a small football revolution is taking shape. Within weeks of being set up, FC United had 4,000 members who'd pledged £100,000. When the idea for the team was first advertised, more than 900 people wrote in asking for a trial. The final squad, some ex-Man United trainees, others non-league stalwarts, are ready for a journey into the unknown. The team will play in the North West Counties League, 10 divisions below Manchester United.
Oh, wizardry with his feet, Wayne Rooney. Went for the chip. Sit back and admire.
While £26 million buys you the world's best young player, at this level you have to rely on passion and commitment. In 1878, a group of railway workers formed Newton Heath, which became Manchester United. Nearly 130 years later, over a curry and a beer, a group of Man United season ticket holders decided that enough was enough, and FC United was born.
It was one of our regular get-togethers, really. We quite often come down here just for a chat about all things football and all things United. And it happened to coincide with Glazer's final putsch at Old Trafford. And we were sitting here chewing the curry and chewing over what we're going to do. And what you've seen happen at Old Trafford is not just because of Glazer, it's because of the way the game has gone. And already this season, early on, you can see there's more and more empty seats at Premiership games, and people are not happy. And down at FC United, it's £7 for an adult, £2 for a kid, and it's an amazing buzz, a massive, massively enjoyable experience. And people are saying it's like go to watch the game when they first started going as kids.
If you're setting up a club from scratch, where do you start? A.F.C. Wimbledon was the blueprint. It was formed by fans in 2002, after the original Wimbledon FC was bought up, relocated to Milton Keynes and renamed the MK Dons. They offered help, advice and a pre-season friendly.
Give it up now this afternoon for A.F.C. Wimbledon and FC United of Manchester.
to be honest, this is what football should be about. It's all about the fans, it's all about sort of dreams, and this is what two clubs who've sort of started in difficult situations are doing. I think Wimbledon, A.F.C. Wimbledon, have been absolutely fantastic for FC United in terms of advising them, because it is a journey into the unknown for FC United. You know, turning your back on Wayne Rooney and coming out and, you know, playing in some place like this. I just think it shows that there is still a heartbeat in football.
I think this is the start of a club that's run for the fans, by the fans. I love United, you know, since I was a toddler, you know, the Man United, but I just don't feel I'm connected with the club anymore. I don't feel I'm part of the club anymore. I mean, as much as I love Wayne Rooney, when I feel like a teenager's on £50,000 a week, I can't grasp that. I just can't understand it at all. And, you know, ticket prices are going up to pay for it, you know, pay for that sort of wages. It's just not what I can relate to at all as an ordinary working man.
So Alex Ferguson's work ethic means he's first in each morning at 7 o'clock. FC United's manager can beat that by 3 hours. Karl Marginson, a former Rotherham and Macclesfield Town player, is on the road before dawn, delivering food to schools and nursing homes.
Yeah, I'm up at 3 o'clock most days and in work for 4. Get me round done as quick as I can so I can get home and get busy on the football front. And I've done that basically since I was like 19. I was a milkman when I was 19 and always done early jobs just so that I can have the flexibility so I can go out and play football, or manage football as it is now.
Back at Old Trafford, the new owners are being given a guided tour. It's the first time they've had a look around.
I think they've bought the global appeal of Manchester United, but what we know of the business plan says ticket prices have got to go up. So to make all this global money, it looks like you've actually got to charge the local people, the bums on seats, more. So you're still making a very significant amount of your money from the people who go along to watch Manchester United in Manchester and alienating a great group of them, not just the people who go to FC United, but more generally, can't be a wise move.
When you've paid out all that money, it's nice to get a glimpse of the family silver. To strike gold in terms of revenue, the Glazers need United to win the Champions League again and again, which means the pressure's on before the first home game of the season, a Champions League qualifier. Outside, it's another warm welcome for the Glazers. Several hundred fans make their feelings known. Some, like Stuart Forrest, have decided they just can't follow Man United anymore.
I said when Glazer announced that they were going to take over that as long as there was a football club playing at this ground, I would support them. Now I've taken the stance that I don't want to be here to support them, which is quite a tough decision for me, having supported them since I was, I think, 6. So it's been a long time coming, but I just don't think that this is the future. I don't see this as the future of football.
FC United's centre forward Jonathan Mitten dropped several divisions to join the club. At the moment, the glamour of scoring goals is the least of his worries. Jonathan's a plumber and is trying to fix a toilet. His pre-match routine can be far from relaxing.
8:30 I'll start in the morning. I'll go and fix someone's toilet somewhere or a radiator that's leaking. I'll rush home after that, I'll iron all my suit and stuff, have some beans on toast at home, then after I'll be ready for 3 o'clock for the kick-off, hopefully score a few goals.
What interests me is it's almost gone full circle, hasn't it, with what's happened at FC United, because when your great uncle was playing in the 40s and the 50s, I mean, the players were very ordinary guys and they also mixed with the fans, didn't they?
Yeah, I think FC United, that's what's happening now. I'm having a pint in the bar with the fans after the game and they're firing loads of questions at you and stuff, and it's nice because fans are interested in what you're doing. Me uncle would have done that as well. FC United's great, there's 2,500 fans there. It's exciting. It's just unbelievable at the minute.
Do you ever think about what if I was playing number 9 for Man United rather than FC United?
Every day, all the time, every day. Yeah. I'd love to do it. You always have a dream. That I'll be number 9 for Man United, but then I wake up in the morning at 8:30 and the phone's going, someone's got a leaking toilet, and then dream's gone. Get on to work, sort of thing.
the big day. Instead of flocking to Old Trafford, 6 coachloads of fans who are used to travelling to Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool are heading for a game against Leek County School Old Boys.
Can't afford to go anymore to Old Trafford, they've priced us out. But I mean, we used to go years ago, home and away, abroad.
That same afternoon, Man United kick off their season at Everton. Despite his anger over the Glazer takeover, Alan Chadwick can't break the habit of a lifetime, so he's sticking with Manchester United.
There's been quite a lot of soul searching, but at the end of the day, I'm United and that's it. I have thought about giving it up, but I can't. 36 years is too long just to throw it away. Sometimes I wish I could, but I'll still watch them. It's so hard to give it up, because if I give it up, I give everything up. If I give my season ticket up now, I'll never get it back. So if I make a decision now, it's irreversible. So what do I do?
I think as a team, ourselves, Arsenal, Chelsea are all pretty close. It's just all about consistency and who can be the most consistent. Last year it was Chelsea, the year before it was Arsenal, the year before that it was us. So we're all very close, but I feel that we've got a team to improve on last year, and we'll need to do that obviously if we're going to contend the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal.
OK, if you can imagine, the army is like a football team, if you wish. We have our attackers, we have our midfielders and we have our defenders.
Meanwhile, there's a different kind of team talk underway at an Army Careers office in Blackburn. Warrant Officer George Hayden's the unlikely new FC United kit manager, and another disenchanted die-hard Red.
Well, I think the whole ethos of the way the club is run has changed. I think it's more of a business. I think that the footballers who are arguing over, £100,000 a week contracts, when the guy on the street, probably earns, some of them, a tenth of that a year, and will still put the money into that club to go and support that team. I think it's gone away from the fans and more so to the business side of life, which obviously I don't agree with. I think football should be for people, the local people at grassroots level, and it's there to entertain.
So how did you become kit manager?
Well, basically, I had a look on the website when it first got up and running. They were looking for volunteers. So, of course, I volunteered my services for anything at FC United. Initially, it was maybe a bit of security or something. But then a kit manager job came along, and I posted a little bit of information, told them I'm used to looking after, well, probably millions of pounds worth of equipment, and a kit manager would be right up my street. Not only that, it gives me a chance to be close to the club, and I give myself a meaningful role. And, of course, in a voluntary position, it's great to see the match every Saturday from basically pitch side rather than on the terraces.
Over at Leek, they're preparing for a big day. Such is the appeal of FC United that the home side, which normally counts its supporters by the dozen, is experiencing a catering crisis.
We have 2,500 people coming for the game today. 2,500 tickets have been sold, and normally we have one lady serving. We've got 4 today. 24 pies on a normal Saturday. We've got 650 this afternoon, and when they're gone, that's it. They're gone.
Leek Town's a lifetime away from the luxuries of Old Trafford, but this is the future for these fans, and nothing's going to dampen their spirits.
United! United! United!
And even though Leek's leaking, Jonathan's forgotten about plumbing for the moment and is focusing on the match.
Used to working wide, if it's on the opposite side, crosses coming in, I expect you to be a far post, right your backs. Work hard all over the pitch. All the best, boys. Come on!
Let's not disappoint, fellas, eh?
So 15-minute delay, all right.
Hang on, boys. 15-minute delay kick-off, so...
The start's been delayed because of the numbers of FC United fans arriving. It's taken everyone by surprise, including the referee.
Yeah, I've just been told by the Leek Town, the safety officer, there are still 1,400 fans to come into the ground, so I've been asked to delay kick-off by 15 minutes.
It's still raining, But the fans are now in, and the waiting is finally over. FC United's first league match is underway.
Make sure you're right there. Make sure that's right.
The Pies are doing a brisk trade.
Absolutely manic. As soon as the pies are coming out of the microwave, straight away.
I don't know if they taste any good, but they look good. I don't know. They definitely look good.
They are good pies, they're rice pies.
Are they?
Yeah.
For Stuart, today's return to grassroots football and away from the likes of Rooney, Ronaldo and co. is a reminder of things past and an uncertain future.
We were actually saying as we walked into Leek, it was literally like walking through a shower, a power shower, and that was for a whole 20 minutes. And we said, you know, this might lose the attraction when it comes to maybe Padiham or Blackpool when it comes to the October, November time. But I think the enthusiasm and the interest outside of Manchester United will keep this going, and I can't see it fading away and dying. I think it'll only get stronger and bigger. Can you believe it?
FC have won 5-2. The Pies have long gone. For the players, it's a chance to unwind. And for Stan, a time to reflect on a record-breaking day. More people came to see this match than their entire crowd for last season.
Terrific atmosphere and a credit to non-league football, I feel.
Back in Manchester, work continues extending the capacity at the Theatre of Dreams to 75,000 seats. But for some fans, the nightmare of the Glazer takeover hasn't materialised, and the new away shirts are selling as fast as Leek's pies. It's here where the fortunes of the Glazer family will be determined. The United brand is now a global gamble for them. Failure to make a profit will be someone's loss, mostly theirs, and could have catastrophic consequences for the club. FC United sells shirts too, but they claim every penny raised goes back into the club. They say that's the difference and the major attraction for those who've fallen out of love with Manchester United.
We've said right from the start that FC United is a broad church. There's a home there for the most rabid anti-Glazer protester who, out of principle, will not give him a penny of their money. There's a home there for those people who cannot afford to go as much as they'd like to go to Old Trafford every week. There's a home there for people who want to watch Manchester United and yet just see it as an extension of the United family. First team, reserve team, supporters team. We're a broad church.
For Karl, the manager, it's another early start. He spends his working life delivering all over the north. The fans now expect him to deliver the goods for FC United. But how far can the club go?
It could go all the way to the top level. You know, with the right kind of management and the attitude of the board, and if we get it out into the community, which we're going to do, you know, like that's one of the remits is part of the community, and get people interested and get people down to watch us. And well, you never know, dear, from acorns, as they say. I just want to be manager of FC United for as long as I want to take it as far as I can. How far that is, nobody knows.
Meanwhile, across Manchester, a former Reds favourite is back in the city on a book signing tour.
Giggs has got Sharp in here, and Sharp has scored. The cup holders are in front.
This is how many United fans will remember Leigh Sharp. But what does Leigh think about the fans' breakaway?
I can see why they're doing it. You know, it's not easy for die-hard fans, and you know it is an expensive game to go and watch now. And when people have got kids and families, it's not easy. So you know, I wish them all the best.
And what's your take on what's happened at the club? I know you've been away from the club for a long while, but with the Glazer takeover, and some fans are saying they are fed up with the way things have gone, it's too expensive to get in, it's not the same as it was, there's not the atmosphere. I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, I think it's been edging its that way over the last few years. I don't think Mr. Glazer's got anything to do with that. And as for his takeover, I know he's sort of put the club in debt at the moment, but he's a successful businessman. I'm sure that he wants what's best for the club, and he wants success and trophies. So I think you've got to give him a bit of a chance.
We'll never die. We'll never die. We'll keep the red flag flying high. Man United will never die. We'll never die.
Singing on the terraces is one of the attractions for FC United fans. Now a group of celebrities, including actor Will Mellor, are joining in by releasing a single to support the cause. It's produced by Peter Hook from New Order.
I think that United, in its quest for money, has lost a little of personality that it had with people. And I think that's really important, and this is just a way of us, it's like a flea kicking an elephant sometimes. But I think it's just a way of showing that people are out there and people are still concerned about it.
We'll never die. We'll never die. We'll keep the red flag flying high. United, we will never die.
I think it'll last as long as the people's hearts are in it. I think FC United is going to hopefully become as big a part of people's lives as Man United. I think Man United is very in danger of stepping too far away from the people that pay the players' wages, to be honest. And I think he needs to come back, and anything, any kind of protest you can make, I think is valid, because ultimately it's us lot, and I sit there as well in the stands, it's us lot that pay the wages.
The last player to be signed by Sir Matt Busby recognises the plight of fans who don't feel they can follow United under Malcolm Glazer.
Well, I mean, from what they're saying, they're very adamant that that's the way it's got to be. It's a shame, really, because, as you said, they are die-hard fans. They're a little bit concerned how the club's going to go. And they're going to fight, but it looks like they're going to fight all the way. It's going to be it's going to be a massive fight, and they know that because he owns the football club. He has to get his money back, and that's the big if everyone's thinking at the moment. What is he going to do? Well, no doubt. I mean, as I say, if these supporters, as I say, stick by their plan, their little team at the minute is started very well. The fan base is absolutely fantastic for teams down there. Everyone can't wait to play FC United, because you told me a great little story there at Leigh where they ordered 40 pies and then all of a sudden they ordered 600. That's going to happen all over the country. And they're going to get money, these little clubs, and it'll be a great ride as long as it lasts.
Every Premiership game at Old Trafford is a sellout, but even the most loyal Reds fans can't ignore the rise of FC United. What's your opinion of FC United? Because some people might argue that if you're a Man United fan, you are a Man United fan through thick and thin.
Yeah, there are a few people that say that and that they're nothing to do with us, but the way I see it is United isn't a football club as in Old Trafford, or it's not the board and it's not the players. Manchester United to me and to a lot of people is the soul. It is the fans. So if the fans then decide to build their own football team, I still regard that as Manchester United. Whether any money goes to Old Trafford is an irrelevance.
And how do you feel about what's happened at the club?
I feel like United have lost some of its soul now. I think we've lost too many fans to FC United. We've lost, I would say, of the away support, the regulars, I can name at least 50 lads that I know personally who've gone to FC United. And we can't really afford to lose fans like that, but we have now, because they're not going to come back.
Malcolm Glazer hasn't been anywhere near Manchester, let alone here at Old Trafford, since the takeover. We wanted to ask him or his sons what their business plans for the club are. We even wrote to Sir Bobby Charlton and David Gill, the chief executive here at United, asking them to comment. Not one of them got back to us.
I think the Glazers ought to be bothered that some of the most loyal supporters locally in Manchester are so unhappy with their takeover and with the way that United has changed into this corporate beast that they're prepared to turn their backs on it and form their own club. And I think, as you've found already, they're actually discovering some sort of earthier pleasures at the grassroots than the kind of corporate experience that Premier League football's become.
FC also lost, but still topped their league. The question is, can it all last?
I don't know. I think there are enough fans, 2,500 of them certainly, backing FC United to show that, it can be a long-term venture. And of course, if the team, the FC United team, start doing well, people love success and will back it. If Manchester United struggle again against Chelsea, particularly, and Arsenal to a lesser extent, then I think more and more people will back FC United.
I mean, they're passionate about it, and that is the biggest extreme they could have gone to, really, gone to another club, formed another club, and supporting them now home and away, and they're getting 2,000 or 3,000 home and away games. So obviously they feel strongly about the new formed club. But like I say, as a United player, and this season we've had full attendances, so that's all we can concentrate on now. The other things are out of our hands.
The club will go as far as its members and its supporters dictate it will go. It's down to its members and it's down to its supporters. It's not about me or Andy. It's not about the board of FC United. It's not even about the people who were here on that night back in May. It's not our own personal vehicle. Never has been, never will be. It's about its members. It's about its supporters. They can take this as far as they want to take it. They will dictate the future of this football club. And so long as they can look out on that football pitch and rightly say, we own that, that's ours, then I think we want to take it as far as they can.